Hi, everyone. It's Jason Prague. How are you on this 25th of October, 2021? I never know what year it is anymore. It seems so weird. Welcome, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to my weekly broadcast here and SoulCARE. I know a lot of you are around the world, so I'll wait for you to come in because it takes a while for everybody to get noticed. I'm in the middle of getting ready for tonight's show. Tonight's show of Both Sides Now and Beyond with Kelly White. We're doing a whole show on seances. So talk about what a seance is and the truth of a seance and the untruths of a seance. And I actually have been to several of what we call seances, what you would know as seances. So I have books all over the place here, and I'm getting my research together. And I have old books, classic books, books that are out of print about seances. So I'm using all that for tonight. Hi, Paula N. Hello. Tori Haas, Boswell, good to see you again. Joshua, gosh, it is like family because I recognize names. Lori Brown, Janice Peterson, Bernice, Tracy. And then you all come out at once, and it's like, wow. That last demonstration we had, Renee and I still talking about how beautiful that was. It was such a great time. Having another one soon. I'll tell you all about that a little bit. Marilyn, Victoria, hello. Yes, this is the office of my house, and I will get a background. I know I have to get a background. Windows aren't really it, but what can I say? I will make it lovely for you all. But you're lucky I just combed my hair and forget the background. Okay. Hello from Iowa. Hello there. Welcome to Iowa. How's the weather out there? It rained. Renee was telling me it rained really badly up north. I know the Tahoe area and all up north. We got a big storm up there. Rained a little bit here down in San Diego, but we're expecting more rain today. Lloyd Brown, you've been since age 6. Seance is okay. Some people have an idea of what a seance is, and some people think what a seance is or what they've seen on television or movies. And an actual seance is very different, probably, than most people think. But someone writes a long message, which I can't read because everything's going so fast. I don't do private readings anymore, but I do have a name of someone who will do private readings for you, and I'll get that in a second. She did excellent. Kelly White just called me this morning, said she had a great reading this morning with Caroline. We'll get that information. Jane Gold, you're going to be deleted right now if you keep on writing that, okay? You want to collect funds for us? I can't do that, so you're going to have to be deleted, Renee. Sorry, we got to stay on topic, otherwise you go. There you go. There's so much craziness in the world that I won't put up with any craziness here. Sorry, doesn't happen. Thank you. I'm good. Halloween's this week. Are you kidding? I'm happy. My happiest week. All right, so I'm going to talk today a little bit about divination, the art of divination. So what is divination? Well, divination is really about, it's using guidance and inspiration. I'm going to read you my latest blog, which really has in here. It's very good. If I do say so myself. How many times have you wondered how a particular sign or insight happens to pop up at exactly the right time? Is it random coincidence? Well, I tend to believe in Albert Einstein's quote, "The coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous." I think it's one of the best ones ever. And I believe that we're sent signs every day, which is true. And I think that the art of divination, if you will, is using a tool. And it's a tool that you use, to me, well, going back to the history of divination. So divination is a tool that you use, that someone would use, to tune into, and this is my experience, my belief system, my point of view. Someone else might tell you something different, which is fine. Mine is it's a tool, and a tool to use to get into the knowingness, plug into that knowingness of your soul, the guidance of your soul, the wisdom of your soul. And the wisdom of your soul, the language of your soul is intuition. The language of soul, intuition. So it's really a way for my own theory. I believe that the human has to get to use a certain thing to get into that space instead of just psychically tuning in, which everybody could do. But divination is using a tool to tune into that knowingness, if you will. It goes way, way back in history. Egyptians used to use it. They used to scry water, the Nile a lot. They used to scry water, and they would really, what they would do is they move the water around. And what they're doing is when they're doing that, they're really actually putting themselves into an altered state of consciousness. And what they're doing is, from what I speak, they're surrendering to that knowingness. Now, they might think that they just are seeing it right in the water, but really they're seeing with their psychic eye. And it's just a way for them to tune into that vision. Yeah. So scrying water is one. Reading tea leaves or coffee grounds, same exact thing. They shake the grounds out and the tea leaves and look around the sea. And really, what they're activating is their psychic eye. They're activating it. It's their psychic ability. They're using their psychic ability, but they feel whatever they have to use something to tune in and see, and that's fine. Maybe it opens them up more clearly. Could be some great, great divination tools. Besides tea readings and coffee ground readings and scrying, candles, using a candle and tuning into the flame. That's how I got started once. I used that. Very good way. Ouija board, divination tool, if used the right way. Astrology can also be a divination tool, tuning into it. Psychometry, another holding an object of someone, tuning into it. Ruins, another way. Dowsing, believe it or not, dowsing is really a divination tool as well. I think part of course, is the dowsing, the actual makeup of the metal and the environment, but I also think it's something within the person holding it. Um, let's see. I know people that do divination using people palm readers. Another way of doing it. People will use flower reading, where they hold the flower and they will get something. A medium once worked with who did flower reading, who did as a divination tool, had a group of people who we didn't see. It was another room, and there's a bouquet of flowers there on the table. Each person had to pick out a flower, go to their seat, and sit with it for 5 minutes, then put it back in the vase. And the psychic would come into the room and pick up a flower and be able to tell you all about that person who picked up that flower. Now, how does that work? Well, their energy is on that flower, the law of attraction. So the psychic will tune into that knowingness holding that flower. Another way. Another way can be very easily, we do this, I do this quite a bit too, tuning in or divination, is to use a pad. And I just many times I usually draw the person, would draw like a figure, and I start at the head and I tune in. That tells me to tune. I don't need it, but for me, it just is my way of tuning in. If I do psychically, it works really well. So whatever works for each person, it's different for each person. One will really relate to coffee grounds. Some people relate to astrology. Some people relate to crystals. You can use crystals as a divination tool. Some people faces divination tool. I know as far as divination going down to like what about psychometry, piece of clothing. But also, it's really interesting. I try any way I can to divine, to get things a little bit different. Like I'll look at a house and try to divine what's going on. Do use divination for that? Try to figure out what's going on in the house. All different types of way. Reading the aura could also be a divination tool. Okay. Crystals, yes. Anybody else have any ideas for ones? Hello from Sweden. Hello, Peter. Painting, yes. Painting's a very good one. Yes, very much so, Missy. Painting can definitely be a divination tool. Colors, for sure. Definitely colors, for sure. A photograph, another great one. Divination tool. An artist, very good, Missy. And something about painting, not only is divination, but if you're painting for someone, definitely could be divination. But something about artists and painters, which you might not know, which I think is pretty fun, is that it's speaking this years ago. For an artist, a painter, I think a client of mine was an artist, and they said to that artist, you don't realize it, but the paint colors that you're using, that vibration of the colors that you'll be painting, a person in the future who will see your painting in a gallery or somewhere you have a collection or something out there, and they'll see your painting, they'll be attracted to it. And most people that buy art, some people like the form, some people like the artist, whatever it might be, many times are attracted to a color in that painting because they need that color in their auric field. So it's reaching out for it. Not interesting? I bet you'll find that very interesting being an artist. Thank you, Suzanne. Hello, Paulette. Hello, spiritual writings. Yes. Automatic writing. Yes, a tool. Sure. That's putting yourself in altered state and automatic writing. And we're going to go into that tonight. We talk about seances. We're going to go into automatic writing because it also can be done in a seance. And I do a workshop with automatic writing and I have the guides come through. People are blown away. And some of the information comes through. It's just so lovely. We can do that sometime here. We'll do automatic writing one day here. We'll do that. Yes, pendulum's another way, Diane. Pendulum can be a divination tool without a doubt. Now, pendulums, the only thing with a pendulum is you need to put the string of the chain over your finger because you can influence it holding it. The only thing with me, because I'm so cynical, I am, and a little bit of a skeptic, I do believe they work, pendulums, but I don't trust them 100%. That's my only thing. I don't trust them because I've seen so many times where the person that's holding it gets involved in it. And I've seen it once being used and it hurt people. It could hurt people, and it did in this case, and I didn't like it. Okay. Lyrics and music that come to mind from nowhere. That's not a divination tool. That's inspiration. But inspiration, that's inspiration. So you're receiving, you're channeling it. So maybe, right? But music itself also can be a divination, without doubt. So many different things. Okay, let's see what else. Pictures of orbs could be used that way. Um, Crimes. That's good, Betty. So crimes. Yes, I've done that in my school. In one of my courses, it's a psychic portals course. I have them look at a picture and a title of a crime that was committed, and they have to divine and figure out exactly what happened in that crime. So that is a divination tool. You're right. Yeah, you would like my class, Paulette. Yes. Yeah, so when you think divination also, another way to do it, it's again, when I started looking at a flame of a candle, it's really getting yourself out of the main consciousness you're in and putting yourself into an altered state of consciousness that you're aware, but you just spit to the side and you're just and then you tune in. It's really tuning in is what it is. So you should be an object that you're tuning into for divination. BJ Oliver, want to move from my current residence. A friend has offered to let me stay at their place. Is that what's best for me? BJ Oliver, you know what's best for you. I don't know what's best for you. So, what you want to do is you want to take that, maybe write the address down and do it when you're relaxed. Take the address and hold it to your solar plexus and see what you feel. That's how you know. So, I'm giving you back your responsibility. That's the best thing I could do for you. Okay. So, and tarot cards. Yes. So, tarot cards is another way. Very good. Left out tarot cards. And tarot cards are another way of divination. So, do people actually read what's on the front of that card? Um, I'm going to say beginning tarot card readers do. That's fine, and that's how they work. But really, it is a source of divination. So they can see the card of pentacles, or it might be, or a sword, and they might tune into it. But they actually, it's a divine tool. It goes beyond the card. It opens the door, if you will. Now, one of the best divination tools I've seen, and one of the best practices I've seen, is Caroline Mumolo. And Caroline Mumolo, she's on my website under psychics. One of the best card readers. So she uses. Oh, there's a number right there, Caroline Mumolo. Great. Copy that down. She uses regular playing cards, and that's her divination tool. And that will get her, once she puts the cards out, she hears your voice on the phone, and she puts the cards out, and she'll put like a king for a male or a queen for a female, and that's it. And she won't tell you anything. She won't, you don't ask her anything at the beginning. You don't have to. She might say, what are you interested in? Or she'll just start. It just depends. And I've seen her go amazing. Kelly White just called me and said gave her a reading this morning. Was blown away. But she uses these playing cards and she'll put like a 10 out or 8 or I'm like, well, that's a 10. She goes, no, that's this. And that means that. And it's just how she sees it and it's her knowingness. And I asked her, how do you use regular playing cards? She goes, James, I don't know. It's a knowingness. They speak to me. They speak to her. So she's great at divination of regular playing cards. That's rare. I've seen one other person do it years and years ago. And a lady I used to go to, so Carolyn Mumolo, you should definitely look her up. She's very good. Get a reading with her. She's not. She's $100. I say you need to raise your prices. I think it's 200. I said, please raise your prices. You deserve it. You're so good. She's old fashioned. She has to send a check. She'll have to send you a check and she'll pay you back. She's old fashioned about that. So she's not young and high tech. She's elderly, okay? But she's great. She's just great. Another lady that used to use divination, she used a Ouija board to divine. And I'd sit with this lady, probably was 20 years old, and she lived in California, in Ontario, California. And I saw her on cable television. I called her up. And she would sit there and she used a board, she used a pendulum on the board and move it around. And that's how she would get her psychic information. And she told me about marriages I was going to have, books I was going to write, I said, I'm going to have children. She goes, oh, you want two children, don't you? And I said, yes, I've always wanted two children. And she said, you're not going to have children this lifetime. I was like, huh? And she goes, the world will be your children. I'm like, huh? What does that mean? She goes, you'll know later. And she was right on. So it's another way of dividing. Okay. My Soul Journey book. My Soul Journey book is good. I stopped for the weekend. I'm on chapter 2. It's it takes time, but I love it. One minute, a minute. I bought a little computer used, little baby one, so I can use that just for the book. So it's good. Thank you, Wendy. You're an amazing person. Thank you, Wendy. Takes one to know one, huh? Joanne, everybody hears you. Just because someone leaves the physical body does not mean that they lose hearing. They're more alive than we are. They're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that are dead because we're this way. They're much more aware of our thoughts. They know our thoughts. They hear our thoughts all that time. So they're not dead. There's no death, sweetie heart. Please. I don't want you to live the rest of your life thinking there's death. There's no death. Hi, Sue Wells. You love my cards talking to heaven. Thank you. Okay. Shauna. Oh, thank you, Shauna. Ouija boards get a bad rap as it deserved. Not necessarily, Nancy. Ouija boards are a divination tool. By the way, the Bible's a divination tool. People will read the Bible and also they know things. And it's not just from reading, it just tunes them in. So that's a divination tool. So if it's used properly in the correct way, as anything in life, then it's a great it's great. It's a great divination tool. Anything can be abused. You know, you got to be very, very careful about television and movies and with the way they portrayed about these things, just like ghosts. Before I got on the scene, they thought ghosts were scary. Quite the opposite. So it's educating yourself. And the people that think Ouija were just scared, ignorant. They built the film around in 1973 with The Exorcism, with Reagan, Linda Blair, who I met. And that was it was a great movie because no one knew about it. And I met Blatty, the man that wrote it, he came up to me once at an event. And it's just ignorance. It was a movie. It's not real. So, okay. This is Robert Sherman. We all drink from the same well. There's a bucket. There you go, Robert. Very good. There's no bucket of evil and bucket of good at all concerned in the same place. Good, Robert Sherman. I love the way you think. Love that. Wow, yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Renee. Miss JD Goodwill. Which course would you recommend for tuning into our awareness? I think you are so helpful to so many. Wow, honey, it's so hard. I don't know a list of books of my course in front of me. To awareness. The 28-day transformation course is the best one. It's the best one. But you got to commit yourself for 28 days, 15 minutes a day. And if you can't commit yourself for 15 minutes a day, then there's some other issues, right? So that's the best one to start with. And then that'll lead you on to something else. Oh, there it is. Thank you very much, Renee. Sue Wells, our spirit box wise to connect with loved ones. Our spirit box. I don't know what a spirit box is. Can you enlighten me about what that means, Sue? Write down what that means. Okay. So if you have any questions now, I'll take questions about anything as far as general questions that will help everybody in this space here, not just one question like how my father passed over, my grandmother. General questions we'll take that'll help really benefit everybody in the room because that's what we're here for. We're here for everybody. So if you have one, please feel free to write it, and Renee will pick a question, a nice general question to help everybody and educate everybody. And yeah, we'll do it that way. How's that? Well, Deborah Finley. I have taken some of James' courses. Sign up. You won't be worried. You won't be sorry. No, you really won't. Of course, the school's doing very well. People love it all over the world. It's probably, I think it's the best in the world, the internet, about covering the things that I cover, the in-depthness of all the courses. I don't think there's any other website out there or online school that does what I do. It's true. I'm just going to say it. Tyrone. Hi, Tyrone. Do we get inspiration or divination from extraterrestrials? We could. We get tuning to extraterrestrials. Sure, we could. Why not? Sure, you could. When I was sitting in development circle, they would come to me all the time. And beautiful beings, way beyond the human, right? Wisdom. Marie Thompson. How long do spirits stay close to their family after death? Well, again, you're thinking of physical terms. So everybody goes to their own memorial services and their funerals, and they're aware of everything going on. So I think it's like graduation from college or high school. You hang out for a while, and then they find them. There was family on the other side. There's reunions on the other side. There's things to do on the other side. They go and visit the other side, different realms on the other side, things that are possibly on the side. And they come back, but they're also aware of their family down here. Now, they often say that they can be in several places at once. They can be with you and your siblings and there at the same time, just like you are aware here in the physical level, but you're also in the spirit world. You're not aware of it, but you're just aware of this physical. But in this soul, the soul, when you're out of the physical vibration, you can be in several places at once. They're very, very aware of the mental thoughts you have, the words you say. It's really sad. They've said to me over and over again the past 2 years, we wish there was a way that they would know that we're still with them, that we're alive, and we're next to them, is almost screaming at them. And it gets very frustrating for them because they just want you to know they're alive. So if we just change that mindset, boy, wouldn't it be great if we change the mindset that that's life, this is not. That we have to go through school, but that's really a life and there's no end to it. They're more aware, they're much more sensitive. They hear so much more, they see so much more than we do here. And if we only knew that, that would change the world. Okay. Kathy Hodestrout. When we choose how and when and where, etc., to reincarnate, very good. You watched last week's show. Do we also know when then our death? Yes. Thinking of people who die in accidents and the pain causes loved ones. No accidents. So for humans, it appears as accidents. And what's it teaching you, the accidents? Is it teaching you that they pass quickly? They don't feel it. No one feels an accident. So a soul will not feel impact. They don't feel when a plane crashes, a car crashes. They don't feel that. It's almost like they're out of it. They're out of God in its wondrous way is like a shut-off valve. So they don't really feel that. And they've told me that for 40 years. So and really the death is a lesson. It's a lesson for all of us. And what did they teach us? That's what we got to learn. Don't stick caught in the pain of it because they're always around us physically. You might miss them, of course, but they've taught us so much more on a soul level. That's what they want to be remembered for. The memories you created. They can't make memories over on the other side. They make memories here. So look back at those memories you've created. Did you have a great time with them? Reevaluate your time with them and reassess yourself with them. Okay. Tina K, are star seeds what we think of aliens? Tina K, I'm not an expert on that. Kelly White is, but I would say could be. Okay, because I don't know, could be, but you could be a star seed, right, from a different galaxy. Britton Lauren, thank you, James. I shared your quote. What other people think of you as none of your business. It's a great one, and it wasn't originally mine. It was Terry Cole Whitaker. I heard her from, and also Wayne Dyer, and then I took it. So we share it all around. Okay. Okay. Any readings? Yes, I'm doing a Halloween reading. I'm doing a Halloween seance. Does Doreen Faith ask me any reading? Yes, I'm doing a night of readings. It's going to be Halloween readings, a good long time, and it's going to be the 29th. This Friday, the 29th, evening of spirit, 4 o'clock to 5:30. I'll be wearing a Halloween costume, and it'll be an amazing reading. I'll try to do as many as I can. I'll do really fast ones, so it won't be my usual. I'll probably go as fast as I possibly can. I only go as fast as I can with the energy, the power that you give me. If you come to it and you say, come to me, come to me, come to me, you're breaking the energy. So we're going to first create this beautiful group dynamic. Last time we did it, the guides came through really, really well in the beginning and just talked a little bit. So maybe that'll happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to leave it up to everybody here in the room. But it's a group experience, and it'll be an interesting evening because the veil is so thin. It's almost like you can reach and touch them. And I will do an exercise for you too, to have an experience on your own while we're doing the seance, while we're doing the evening of spirit. I will put you in a space where you can get something from your loved one there. So we'll do that closer toward the beginning, so you won't have to sit there and go, come to me, but you'll experience that and experience everybody else's healing, because everybody else's healing is your healing. We all heal. It's a human experience, and we all can relate to every single message. Even though it's directed to one person, it's for everybody in the room. And the guides know that. They work that way. So yeah, it's going to be this Friday, Eating of Spirit. So I'll be doing a lot of readings this Friday night. Sign up now, vampprog.com, under the events, and it'll be fun. It'll be really great. It's the best time to do a Evening of Spirit is Halloween, night before Halloween, right after Halloween, because the veil is so thin. And because we had this full moon in Aries, and because our other celestial bodies going crazy, Mercury went direct. Good time for communication. So this Friday, please come. Okay. Do spirits visit us as animals? I think a spirit is an animal. An animal is a spirit. An animal is a soul. Animals can see them much more clearly. So pay attention when the animal tells you someone's here. And then the human gets in the way and screws it up. Right? Okay, I like your hat. Okay. Marianne Thompson, is there a transformation coming for all of humanity? I think we're in it, Marianne. What do you think? What are we waiting for? Right? Have we changed our way of thinking about ourselves and each other? Have we gotten caught up in the turmoil, or look at the turmoil and going to be better than that? Can we do things that are better than that? Do we want to treat people better? So I think we're in it right now. Everybody's do their part. How can I speak to my spirit guides? By slowing down your mind and being patient with yourself. Very hard for you, Wendy. So you got to sit and just quiet your mind. I wrote a book about it. You might want to read one of my books, Wisdom of the Spirit Guides. Very good. But you're really going to quiet your mind and surrender first. There is a course about it I have also, but you got to be willing to commit to slow down your mind and listen. Okay. Suzanne, what does it mean when you see red, orange, and yellow orbs around you when you are meditating? Oh, that's very good. That's very good, Suzanne. Well, number one, you're very psychic, very sensitive. And when you're meditating, that could be spirit coming against exactly what it is. Could be spirit coming around you. Um, that one thing I suggest to my students, and Suzanne, I'll suggest it for you and anyone listening, and lady before here, but to surrender yourself, for you to go, and I say this every week, but to go in a closet, I have a little walk-in closet I go to in the dark, and I sit and I can't get interrupted by any outside noises. And I sit there and I just work with my breath, breathing in love, exhaling fear. Breathe love, exhaling fear. And I do it like 15 minutes, just I get caught away. And you begin to become quiet and you soften and your soul becomes loud. You begin to hear your soul speak, and your soul begins to fit. You become aware from soul point of view of the aura, of the auric fields, of the colors around you. And I think you'd be really good with that. I think a lot of you would. Just you got to be patient though, and do 15 minutes a day, maybe 3 days a week if you want to start. But try that and to commit to it. Write down your diary. Commit to it. You got to make a commitment because you're making them. Really, it's a meeting with the spirit world. Your guides to work with you. It's another way of meeting your guides. So if you can commit to doing that, sitting quietly in that closet space there, the closed space, you won't be interrupted. That's what you can do for yourself. Spirit practitioner Cody. Now, what does that mean, spirit practitioner? I mean, you're practicing spirit? I don't know what that means. What does it mean when we start recalling childhood dreams and waking life? Well, I don't know. It could be what you're learning from what that experience was when you were a child, looking at it differently now. What have you grown? It could be a sense of remember as a child how open and innocent and joyful you were. Use it now. So it could be many different types of things. But never lose that child within because that's really important. I haven't. I go swinging every day. Am I swinging? I have a park. I create a little park and have swings every day. Okay. Heidi. Hi, Heidi. How can an empath keep others' negative energy away? If you want to, Heidi, you can. There's a great, again, a course I have, and it's tools for the highly sensitive. And it's made for you. It's made for empaths and sensitive. So it's tools for the highly sensitive. Okay. And there's also another one. You want to look at the 7-day energy cleanse. That's for an immediate thing, immediate cleansing. 7-day energy cleanse, but also tools for the highly sensitive to you. Okay. Okay. Jean, what is the best way to communicate with our guides? I just told you, Jean, just go in the quiet. Go into the closet in a quiet space and start doing that 15 minutes a day. And that's the best way to you first hear your soul and work from the inside out. It's almost like it'll be layers and layers, the auric field and layers of your energetic body. You become aware of the layers. And then you become aware of the guides who come close. You say, when you get to a spot, and you'll know when, your soul will tell you when to connect with one of your guides, and you'll see them or feel them, more importantly. And that's how you do it. But again, I have to emphasize patience. Doesn't come quickly. You can't take a pill and it's done. It's patience, progression. You can't force a flower to grow. It has to grow naturally. Okay. Laura. Hi, Laura. Good to see you again. Do you surround yourself with light and love before mediumship to only welcoming all good things? No, because I'm a good person. So I don't have to worry about negative things. I'm pretty decent. And what I do, Laura, you've heard me talk about this before, is I run my energy. And by running my energy, I do that at least 20 times a day. And I'm constantly filtering out anything that's dense within me and cleaning the energy, the chakra points. and surrounding myself with that energy. So if people don't know what that means, running energy. Again, it's in the school on the basic psychic course. I talk about it, Psychic 101. It's bringing earth energy up to the heart, to the chakra points. It's bringing cosmic energy down the top of the crown chakra to the back, and then around to the heart, and then pouring out in front of you like a water wheel, that new energy back to the earth. So you're constantly going up, down, and out, and it's running your energy. Excuse me. And that's a filtering, and that's every day. I do that at least 20 times. I do it. I do it right now. I'm doing it right now. I could drive a car, an elevator, shopping. I do it all the time. I just do, and that's how I live. And after a while, it becomes a habit. It's a good way to get into it. Thanks, Laura. Good to see you. Come tonight. You like it? Can you use a photograph of a deceased loved one to meet with them? 100%, Kathy. 100%. Again, Kathy, I'm just going to remind you, you can't push it. It's something you can't push it. You got to relax and let them come to you. So you can do that. You're a sensitive person. Relax. Put yourself in a relaxed state, and then then you'll get them. Yeah. But the humans, if they try too hard, they can't get out of their own head. And then I think, is it me or is it the spirit? You'll know when it's them because you'll get a subtle whispering thought in your head. So, sometimes you're driving a car and you think you're a loved one. Did you ever think that they're next to you sending a thought telepathically to you? That's usually what's happening. When you get a thought of a loved one, usually right there next to you sending you that thought, and you're just picking it up. Happens more that way than the other way. So just put yourself in a relaxed state and you'll get something. Thank you. Okay, Melissa, I have a question about orbs. I get a multicolored orb on my iPad, and then I just get pure white on my TV. And my question is, why now? And why are they coming back to me now? I mean, what do they say? Gee, Melissa, you want to answer all that? You think I know all this? I don't. I'm not an orb expert. But if they're repeating, if you got a pattern of things repeating and repeating and repeating, obviously someone's trying to tell you something. Obviously, you're being beckoned to start investigation, right? So the first thing I would do is opening up to your psychic self and investigating that, like reading books, taking my course, some courses of mine. I made the basic psychic course. Find as much as you can about this world. Get a book on orbs. That's what you should start investigating. Maybe that's your way in. There are all different ways to start your spiritual journey and your spiritual path. Sometimes people lose children or parents or loved ones and gets them on their spiritual path. Sometimes orbs appear and they don't know why. That gets them on their spiritual path. Sometimes coincidences happen. You can't explain it. It starts people investigating more. So there are all different ways to get on your path. I think that's just the spirit's way of saying, time for you to get busy now. Let's go and not waste any more time. Okay. This Friday. Okay. How do we deal with downtimes, James? How do you keep yourself up and elevated? I drink. No, I don't. I'm joking. I do have a glass of wine every once in a while for sunset, but that's about it. I just, you know what? I always try to find the optimistic part. I mean, it's a hard school. The school's very hard. And there's some hard people here. They're very unevolved people here. Everyone's like a lot of people are sleepwalking, lots of sleepwalkers. So I don't let that get to me because I realize they don't define me. I define myself. And it's just a matter of loving myself and believing in myself. It's the best advice I can give you is I just know that I'm great. I'm a great, loving, compassionate, loving being of light. And I see people act out the dramas. I'm very aware of the human drama. Humans are very unevolved in many respects. Someone once asked me, what about their evolution? And I responded with what guides told me, that the human evolution, spiritual evolution, is like a grain of sand on the beach compared to all of the different spaces and places that exist. But being down here, that we picked this school, it affords us incredible situations to learn about loving ourselves, to grow, to evolve, not be like those sleepwalkers, but to wake up and to bring love. So when you have a mindset every day about love and you see the bigger picture about love, it's just a matter of training yourself. What do you want to call it? Being mindful or grateful. I wake up every day with great gratitude. I walk around on my baby doggy, and when I walk her, I look around the plants, the flowers, and I have gratitude. I thank the universe for providing this for me, and I keep on hearing over and over again. But you've done your part, James, and you will always be paid back if you do your part of it. You can't. It's like I said before. You can't take a pill and magic. It happens. You've got to do your part. You got to pull your weight in order for them in order for that things to be blessed upon you, you have to do your part. It's 50-50. So if one's willing to do that 50-50 and make the world a better place, and love is the highest frequency there is, fear is the lowest. So what radio station are you going to listen to? Love or fear? And some people in our lives are fearful, but what are they teaching us? Maybe how to love more, because I'm not going to go where they are. I'm going to love myself more no matter what they say to me. That's too bad they're in that space. I'm not going to be in that space. I don't want to be like them. I'm going to be like me, that unique person that you are. So you're going to have that sense of self, loving yourself first. Find that magic within you. And that keeps you up. That keeps you, that you realize also, this is just a small period of time that we're on this earth. So you're going to make the best of it, because this isn't real. This is the illusionary world. The real world is the spirit realms. This is just a little place we come back to school we come to. So treat yourself with love and respect, and everything else will fall into place. Remember, there's a universal law of like attracts like. And if you are a loving being and do the best you can, the best, all you're asked to do, all we're asked to do is the best we can do with what we have. That's all. And the hardest people in your life are the ones that are your greatest teachers, because they're teaching you something about yourself. Maybe non-judgment, honesty, compassion, kindness. What are they teaching you? So don't judge them, because judge is fear-based. Only love is real. Judgment is fear. Okay, a couple more questions. Hi, Renee. Good to see you again, sweetheart. A lot of my dreams involve water. Any ideas why? So, again, I'm not an expert. Kelly's more of an expert than I am on dreams, but because I've covered this many times, usually when there's water dreams, it means there's some change is coming. So the ebb and the flow. So there are changes coming, usually with water dreams. And they're usually very good dreams, but it means change. It means transformation, without a doubt. Thanks, sweetheart. Hope to see you tonight. And another one of my favorites, Renee, how are you, sweetheart? If our loved ones while here were healers with Reiki or energy healing, they continue with those modalities when they cross over. I've had several of my friends who are healers who have crossed, so I can only answer from that point of view. Um, yes and no. It depends on that individual soul's likes and dislikes and attributes. And sometimes they get over there, they didn't realize they had other aspects of their soul they never used or expressed down here, that they go over there and they do it in some other way, whether it's storytelling, whether it's teaching, whether it's using nature, maybe something about themselves. Maybe they want to be a designer, all different types of things that they can indeed continue healing on. Maybe they'll go over one of the, I don't know what we call them there. If you want to call, we call them here hospitals or places for people to rest their minds, to change their minds, to open up their minds. So they might do that work. It all depends on the individual, sweetheart. So it's an individual question. Okay. Betty Lockman, what are your thoughts on cremation versus being buried? Oh my goodness. It's such a human physical question. I think that funeral, the industry is such a waste of money. And I think that they, God bless them. I understand. But to me, cremation is the only way to do it, because you don't just discard this overcoat. It's a worn out overcoat. Why keep it in the ground? What's that? What's that going to do? They're not there. How many times I've had spirit come through, but usually children, and say, "Mom, why are you staring at the ground? I'm not in the ground." When you think about it, it doesn't make sense. The soul is free. You can't kill energy. You can't put energy in a box and it stays there. Listen, I did with my father, my mother. I know it was a tradition, but I think it's time that tradition goes, because we're running out of space. And from their point of view, and I've never had one spirit come back and say, "That's really great with memorial. Thank you." Usually they come back and say, "It was such a waste of money. Why'd you pay that?" So I believe in cremation for sure. And you can see spirit anywhere. You don't have to go to a graveyard to talk to them. Have a picture of them right in your kitchen or your living room, your bedroom, and that's connecting more with them. Some people think they only are graveyards. Graveyards are the most unhaunted places in the world. Unhaunted places in the world. That's a misnomer, because they think that they're all haunted. They're welcome. Not. They need human energy to feed from. You're not going to find human energy in a graveyard. You'll find most hauntings in airplanes, dentist offices, doctor's offices. I was once, in a story in one of my books, a great story. I was where was I? Tennessee. I was flying back to LA. This is years ago. And there was a spirit at the airport. And I'm aware that there are a lot of spirits there. And he was walking around. And he was very, very familiar. Black hair and glasses. Like, this guy looks so familiar. Who is he? He looks so familiar. And he kept looking around this blonde way. He's looking around him. It's like I was reading my book or whatever it was. I got off the plane. And I'm sitting on this plane in first class going to LA. And this lady sits next to me, the blonde lady that I was seeing at the airport. And she carried on a conversation. Nice, lovely lady. And we're talking about this and that. And eventually she said, my husband, and I kept, when I got on the plane, I said, that man, the black hair and the glasses, going up down the aisle. And they were staying around us for all. I'm like, oh my God, that guy's here. And she goes, and I was like, he looks like somebody. And she said, my husband was very famous. His name was Ray Orbison. That's who it was, Ray Orbison. And I wanted to say to her, he's right here, but I couldn't. It wasn't appropriate, and I didn't want to freak her out, but he was right there. And I did say something. I'm sure he's around you all the time. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, couple more. Carlene, how do I figure out what our soul contract purpose is? I'm going to go back to quieting your mind, going back into let your soul tell you. So if you quiet the mind, that human trap, I think I'm going to call it the human trap, and get into your soul will tell you. I think within you, Carlene. I think, unfortunately, what I think you do, and I think a lot of people do, is they get involved with their soul, and they feel they have to love people, and that's their life force, love people, and they forget about loving themselves because they're giving out so much. So I think it's a discovery of yourself. I think you have to go into yourself and discover. And again, sitting in the quiet, that serenity is the best way I could tell you. I can only tell you that. And really have a whole new relationship with your soul. You're a soul having human experience, not the other way around. We all should remember that. You're a soul having a human experience, not the other way around. Just like that lovely saying, what do people think of you is none of your business? The other one I love, you're a soul having a human experience, not the other way around. So think of your soul self as a soul. My soul and I. How is your soul today? Okay. Patty, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name because I'll destroy it like people do with mine. What are your thoughts on keeping the ashes of a loved one at home? Thanks. They could care less. They really don't care. They don't care at all. It's usually funerals, memorial services, ashes. That's for the human. It's not for them. But if you feel that you have them closer to you, fine. You can do that. They were there anyway. But if you have a place in your house where you have the ashes, fine. Then do that. If that serves you, then you need to do that. I once had my last husband, Brian, last connection, last relationship. When I first met, I go to his bedroom and there's a canister over there on the side of the bed, and I'm waking up like, what's that canister? And I said, who's that canister? I goes, that's my good friend Lloyd. I said, I beg your pardon? This is ashes. I'm going to throw them down the beach one day. I'm like, okay. So you do whatever makes you feel good, okay? But just so you be aware, they're all around us. They're not in the box or the ashes. They're free. They're out of the body. They really don't care about what's left over. Okay. Ashley, what are the best ways to work with your guides? Another repeat question. Next question. All right. Do souls attend their own funerals? Yes, they do. I mentioned that. They come to all their own services and memorial services. Okay, next. I'll do one more. Okay, one more, Renee, if we could. Okay, here's one from Sweden. Okay. Yes, I sometimes smell things like pipe smoke and stuff. Can it be my great grandfather? Yes, it can be a great grandfather, and more than likely is. If you get perfumes and tobacco smell, aftershaves, things you can relate to them, it's definitely them. They're trying to get you. Some people come through. Most people, most spirits come back in clairsentience, just sensing, sending you thoughts, feelings, emotional, and thoughts usually. So claircognizance. So that's how they usually, and it's the shower, the car, when you're reading a book, when you're watching a movie, when your brain is open, they can come in. But also they'll send, depends on the spirit, how they want to come through to you. They will send many times smell, clairgustance, where you smell. So I was in I don't know where I was, and I smelled tobacco. I'm like, well, where was who's around? So yeah, anytime it smells like that, that's right. So one more. Don Burnett. I just got through a divorce and 20 years of marriage. What did you say for a person in my situation to help us look forward? Don Burnett, 20 years of marriage. What do you say for a person in my situation to help us move forward? Don, I just finished a 23-year relationship and divorce. So I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. Now, how can I say that? Well, after I started semi-retired, not traveling as much, and I had to have a relationship with me, I realized I didn't give myself time to have a relationship with me. And I'm pretty fun. I'm a pretty good person. I was just like the person before, I was like giving love, and I take it for myself. So I believe that souls come into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And I think you should celebrate the time you had together, and you taught maybe your partner something, and the partner taught you something, and you should be the positive part of yourselves. You both signed up for it in your soul contract before you came back, believe it or not. The good, bad, and the ugly, and treat them with love. And like my partner, I always like send compassion and love because you can't force someone to be who you want them to be. They got to be themselves. So honor them for who they are. And I'm sure they didn't mean to do negative things. It just comes out of frustration. Um, I had someone want to control me. You can't control me. No one can control you. You got to be who you are. So I think it's a gift that you've been given. Okay. So I hope to see you all Friday, October 29th, this Friday, Halloween party I'm having. I'm going to be dressing up. And I have candies on my desk here to share. You should have candies if you come. And tonight, also join us for Both Sides Now and Beyond with Kelly White, because tonight we will be having a Halloween party. Kelly is dressing up. I'm also dressing up, and Renee is also dressing up. And we're going to talk all about what seances are. Very different readings. So we'll see you tonight. And thank you, everybody. And if we don't see you tonight, hope to see you on Friday with the readings. That'll be fun. So God bless you and be good.